And right now we're joined by the head coach of the New York Giants, Joe Judge, as we're going to take you through three of the plays from the game on Sunday against the Cowboys. And, Coach, we're going to start with the touchdown passes. Dante Pettis gets his first touchdown catch as a New York Giant. You got 1st and 10 at the 33. This caps off a 75-yard drive. Talk about the opportunity here and the execution of the play.
Well, I think the opportunity execution you're referring to, first off, ties into the situation of the game. We end up getting the ball in a position right here. It's 1st and 10. We're on the 33-yard line. It's the end of the half, and we got 52 seconds. Now, that being said, Dallas still has 3 timeouts right here, so we're looking to go ahead and take some shots. But if we need to go ahead and run the clock down, we can run the clock down and maybe make them use some timeouts. All right, now we're going to get right here into the zone of the field. And again, everybody knows the red area right here inside the 20-yard line. This area of the field we're in right here, based on different teams, there's different ranges of it, but we really call it the fringe. You're in that fringe of the red area. Now, for some teams, the fringe is a 25-yard line. I'd say with a quarterback like Daniel, with an arm strength like he has, really our fringe starts somewhere around that 30. And what you got to be alert for in that fringe zone from offenses is shot plays, really pushing the ball down the field, trying to take a shot to get it close to the end zone or in the end zone while you get a chance, instead of going and cramming it down there and having to play against defenses with more defenders than space in the red area. So on a 1st and 10 play right here, we're in a base formation for us. And really what we're doing here is we're selling a play action pass off of it with really good run action. And the difference between just play action and run action, play action is basically just that token fake to that back just to try to grab some eyes on the back end. But run action passes are really geared off the run blocking up front. And in this one right here, you're going to see a pulling guard come around with Shane Lemieux. And the run action is we're truly going to run block the play before transitioning into pass protection. So you see on the snap, there goes Shane wrapping around. What that does right here is the pulling guard really grabs the eyes of the backers on that second level. And with the action of the back going across, really creates a good separation in the zones and isolates the coverage on the back end. It opens up opportunities for really kind of in cuts, over routes, or any kind of a seam where you can go ahead and remove somebody who may be drifting into the window to take away that direct throw on a line right there from the quarterback. So we're going to start right here by just watching Daniel with the accuracy of the throw. And you see the protection up front. It's a nice pocket. It's off that initial run action. You see both backers right there initially reacting up to the run. It buys time. Evan pulls them across right here, affects the coverage. And then Daniel's going to identify, based on the safety reaction, the rotation of it, he's going to see his best one-on-one matchup right there as they're squeezing for Evan on the over route. And he's going to find Pettis right there on the seam. Now they're playing outside leverage because their help should be inside to take that away. All right. And Daniel does a good job of recognizing the help has gotten sucked down. The leverage is outside. I can go ahead and shoot that thing inside on a rope for a tight pass. Now that sounds a lot easier than what it really is. And you watch Daniel right here. He does a good job. He has good protection. He's able to step up and deliver just a nice laser pass right there. Puts it right on Dante right before the coverage can get there and break it up. He's able to reel it in and then finish across right there with the touchdown. Now, we're going to go to the back end right here, and again, showing just how the protection is built into the runs. It's not just every time it's a pass, just set on back right there and try and protect for the quarterback. You have to do things to influence the defense and affect where they're going. So again, with the run action, we're really selling run blocking, and the pulling guard is normally a key for linebackers to follow it to the point of attack and get sucked over. Good job here of pulling it over, and it's just really some good examples of our pass blocking. Start with Andrew Thomas out here, all right, on Gregory, and really that's their top pass rusher. And you watch Andrew does a really good job here. See him staying balanced inside out, being patient with his hands. And as Gregory goes to shoot and try to go ahead and get extension, Andrew shoots. He gets his hands inside, and you've got to get the inside hands in offensive linemen. It's like driving a NASCAR. It's not those wide steering wheels. It's inside because your power is inside where you can force and control them right there. He does a nice job right there of replacing, getting his hands inside of Gregory, and then moving his feet to stay engaged, and off the counter move here of just sliding and then looking to ride them by. So there's the one-on-one matchup with the crash block right there. Andrew really going ahead and securing the backside of Daniel right there. Nice job here working through the double team. And again, it's run block and rules. So you watch on the snap, Cam and Kevin not setting back, but striking through the man and holding the line of scrimmage as they look for the linebacker coming over and scraping. You see Kevin's eyes staying disciplined. Doesn't end up being a threat. Gates is in position right there. All right, and at that point there, Deion's going to scan over top from the running back position, and anything else that we're to add in late, he can go ahead, take, and clean up. But you see we got a nice pocket right there, plenty of room for Daniel to throw, and now it all comes down right here. Daniel's making a good, accurate pass, and then Dante being in position right there to make the catch. And you can see it get zipped right on by. Daniel just throws it in there. Doesn't really give Dante a choice but to catch it. Now he goes across, and it's ruled a touchdown before it was a fumble. The rule in this situation, however, if it was ruled a fumble, because it's under 2 minutes in the half of the game, the only player who can recover that play offensively, all right, to advance it would be the player who fumbled it right there. So Dante in this situation knows he's got to clearly get on to keep possession, but then also be the only one who could advance that thing right there in this situation for the score, and does a nice job here after the bad ball security let it squeak out late of getting on that ball, getting that fetal position and securing it right there before Dallas can get on it and finishing the play in the end zone for 6 points there.
So now we take you to special teams. And Coach, we're in the fourth quarter. Dallas has cut your lead to 1. You need to put a drive together, which you do, but you got to get 3 points. You got to get points out of it. And Graham Gano sets a Giants all-time record for consecutive field goals made. You're going to talk us through the made 50-yarder here and what we should be looking for.
Yeah, I think the part of the situation that really came up before this was we were in a 3rd and long situation after a sack on 2nd down. We call that a 3-point play where we want to really work to get the ball back in the field goal range and execute 3 points. It was really a nice job of Jason calling the right play, Daniel executing to get the ball in field goal range. That all being said, you're still looking at a 50-yarder in colder weather with a wind in your face and wet balls. And all those things really do equate to take a little bit of distance off the kick sometimes. It's really just a good job of the operation. When I talk about the operation, the snap, the hold, and the kick. But when you have someone who's just so consistent that these guys have been all year, it goes under the radar. And they've really done a really good job working as a unit with the operation. And obviously, Graham's the one who gets the stats, but it really goes from Casey Kreider to Riley Dixon through Graham. He's got to go out there and execute. And the unit as a whole has done a nice job, along with the protection, the offensive line, and defensive players with Dax and Dalvin, who are on the unit as well for protection. Really just watch from this point here, the accuracy of the snap with wet balls. Good job of Riley catching the ball away from his body. And the key to having an accurate hold, you always want to hit the same spot every time. So it's important to catch the ball at the same spot every time. If Riley catches this ball here and the next ball inside his body, his motion down to the ground to hit the same spot every time is going to be off. So he's got to be consistent. The snap has to be consistent, and that allows Graham to go very aggressively on the snap to get into his mechanics. So you see, he's already working at the ball before it's even on the ground. All right? And by the time Riley gets his hand off that ball and gets seated, he's already in his backswing right here to go ahead and finish and get on through there. All right? But it's a nice shot right there. I'm going to go to the back view again. And again, at 8 yards, you got to throw a strike. Okay? With these guys trying to hammer through your near hip and try to kill you. But one of the things that has to show up too is we talk a lot about the laces. And one thing you notice right here with Riley is he catches the ball and puts it down. He never has to spin the ball. The laces are already facing the target. And that just comes from hours and hours of repetition and work between these 3 specialists right here to be able to make sure we have a smooth operation where he snaps it, he catches it, he puts it down, and he's already in his backswing putting it down, knowing everything's in line to make sure we get that right there. Now, protection-wise, all right, we do a good job inside right here of really building the wall. And Cameron here is working a little bit of change-up for us. All right, and one thing Dallas does a great job of, and you can really see in these tight 4-point stances low to the ball, these guys are really working on jumping out and exploding and working underneath. And they've been a team that's really done a good job all year bringing stress off the edge. Now, along with just making sure they don't get a chance to block, the one thing we want to emphasize with Dallas this week was they got a habit of leaving their feet and getting in your kicker's legs. And we don't want anyone touching our kicker or quarterback. So we're going to make sure we set the protection, always take care of those guys right there. What Cam does a good job of right here is he quick posts inside on Goodwin, and then he comes out hard right here on Awuzie coming around the edge and making sure he doesn't have the ability there to turn the edge and leave his feet and get there at Graham. So because Cam does a good job here of a quick post in the number 2 man, all right, and then coming outside on number 1 and redirecting him, you see that ball get off with plenty of room in flight. There's no one even close to the block point the way you see it, all right? And these guys are nowhere close to leaving their feet and getting on Graham's legs. Gave us a lot of positive plays, a lot of points on the board with how these guys played.
All right, we're in the fourth quarter, and the Giants need to keep the Cowboys out of the end zone. And, Coach, your rookie Xavier McKinney gets an interception to help secure the lead. But it's more than just the rookie making a play on the back end. You're going to take us through everything that happened on that play, including the pressure up front.
The biggest thing right now is it's 3rd and goal on the 17. And we've got to assume that they're going to take 2 shots at the end zone to get that thing into position. The play before this one, if you remember, is we end up losing Peppers to cramps on the field, and we end up putting an extra corner in instead of replacing a safety and playing a combination coverage here. So Pat ended up calling a coverage on this one right here that's going to start out looking like a too-high safety look, which you play a lot of at different times. What we ended up doing on this one right here, though, instead of just playing 2 free safeties over top, there's a combination of doubles they're looking for by who the players are on their side and how we're looking to go ahead and create double teams on their go-to guys. So we're going to watch this one from the side, and we're going to focus on the perimeter right here and how we match the coverage. So starting right here when it turns over, all right, you can see the man matches right here. Ike on the tight end. Okay, you got Darnay right there on 88, and you got Bradbury on the outside 19. Up top on Gallup right here, we got the far corner, and we've got safety help over top, but it's not just over the top safety help for the dangerous man. He's keying for the release of the receiver and where he goes to whether or not he creates it as a double team or he looks for help across the ball somewhere else. You got Logan playing right here, and he's really reading the same thing. Now, he's got 3 guys based on the combination, all right, of the routes that he's got to help on with an extra double team. And you see in this position right here, when the ball comes out, really Andy's looking to this side of the field, and he's looking for Cooper, okay, and he's looking for 88 coming out right there. And what we get right here is we've got the inside leverage here. He's going to trap off. Bradbury's going to become the double team player right there on the outside. And then Logan can sit inside, and he takes the man-to-man. So it's really a 3-over-2 responsibility. And the way we exchange it, it's a man defense, not a zone defense. They just see it unfold in front of him right there. So we're matched up top. And really what he's looking for is off of this swap release, he's really looking for that ball right there to throw that thing outside and get it going. Now, you can see his eyes, and once he sees the combination and the lock on this with Bradbury, he comes off. So what he was looking for was taken away by Bradbury, and Logan takes away the post right there by Cooper. All right, so really up top what we end up getting is, all right, as the receiver goes out with Gallup, we've got outside leverage, so that stays a one-on-one. That frees up Zay right here to work back to the middle. Now, if he had gotten inside here, Zay would have bracketed and taken away the inside and the outside with Julian up top, and Ike would have stayed one-on-one with the tight end. All right, but when Gallup goes out, Julian can stay with him. Zay stays inside as the extra helper, and when the ball goes in the air, as he's kind of playing between the 2 guys, now it just becomes a situation to go get the ball and then stop it right there. And there's a big play right there where he takes it away before Dallas has a chance to catch that thing right there. The other key part of this is end of the game. We've got the lead. All right, we want to secure this thing and make sure we don't give them any kind of field position or opportunity for a ball attack, ball security issue coming out of the end zone. Zay does a good job right here of declaring down, getting in the end zone and giving us the ball on the 20-yard line. Up front, we've got to make sure that we really push this thing vertically and, we call it attack and get him off the spot. Don't let Andy sit back there aggressively and throw a ball. He's an accurate passer. He's a smart quarterback. And if you don't give him some kind of disruption, he'll sit back there all day and make the right decision. Now, on the right side of the screen, we're going to work Leonard and Fackrell on a me game, okay, or a TE. Tackle going first and then end coming around. That's just going to work off the combination of protection right here to try to free our guys up and make the offensive line pass off a twist. Now, Leonard's got to be the contained player on this because he goes first. So off the initial contact on the guard, he's going to bump and work wide to see Fackrell brings up and then wraps around. Now, as that twist game goes right there and complements it, you can see Fack coming inside and then getting the bull rush on Andy. Now, as the coverage is taking away the shot he wants to take to CeeDee Lamb, all right, he turns around and he sees a body in his face, which is going to flush him out of the pocket. Leonard's got the contained responsibility, and this is really just a good example of transferring the individual period technique into the team scheme. And again, you see Leonard right here. This is just a good example of pushing to create extension, pulling to get the lineman off balance, and then bringing his back arm, okay, to over top, pin and stroke. And there he is in Andy's face. He can't step into the pass. He's thrown off his back foot, causes a high pass right there. And there's the interception by Zay. Ultimately leads us getting a first down with Wayne Gallman and then kneeling the ball in victory formation.
Coach, I want to thank you on behalf of all Giants fans and people out there. This has been a fascinating exercise each and every week to sort of sit in the film room and listen to your thoughts and philosophies and the execution and how it gets done. It's really a lot of fun, and hopefully next year we can do it again in person.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to having the fans in person as well, Bob.
Coach, thank you so much each and every week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.